Hi everyone, it's Colette with TransbyDef coming at you with this week's topic about gatekeeping on hormones and surgery letters. As my guest host, I have my cat Gremlin, who is in and out of consciousness on the bed. This week's topic is interesting because I haven't really had a really crazy experience with being able to obtain my hormones and stuff. It's been pretty cut and dry. I started seeing a therapist when I first started transitioning for about a year. And then she told me if I was ever ready to do hormones, she'd be more than happy to write me a letter of recommendation to see someone that was licensed because she was still working on her hours. And her mentor would be more than happy to evaluate me, and then he'd write me a letter. And so I went ahead and I followed that procedure. And it was kind of weird because the guy she sent me to, he just basically boasted about how much he's helped the trans community. Didn't ask me any questions about my transition or how I saw myself or how I've, been struggling. And I just had to pay him like $120, and he gave me a letter to go get hormones, which I thought was really interesting. Funny thing is, I checked my bank later that day and he had cashed the check. So I'm like, I think he just wanted my money, but whatever. So I went to Planned Parenthood for my hormones. I gave them my letter. The nurse practitioner was telling me I was actually one of their first patients to get hormones, and she went to the training for transgender health. So that was really cool because she seemed really understanding and knowledgeable and went over everything and gave me my prescription for my hormones. And when I got new insurance, I was really stressed out because the insurance I got through my job, they weren't exactly trans friendly at the time. So I had a tough time trying to figure out who my physician would be. So I kind of just went off her picture she had online, hoping that, okay, maybe her nice face will mean she's nice. Well, I lucked out. She was cool, and I gave her my original letter from my therapist, and she decided to monitor my hormones after that. And she put everything, my information on file. So when I went to see my endo, he didn't require anything, my endocrinologist. Um, and as far as surgery and stuff, like with facial feminization, Dr. Osterhout didn't require any letters. Sometimes he does or did. I think he's semi-retired now. But he does a pretty lengthy evaluation. And he says, well, I think you're ready to do it. It's just up to you. And if I could come up with the money. So I had no issues with that. And with surgery, I kind of lucked out because the governor of my state signed a bill allowing or forcing insurance companies in California to not discriminate against people who are transgender. So they have to cover our gender reassignment surgery. What I find interesting though is they'll cover that, but they don't cover facial electrolysis, facial feminization, or breast augmentation. So it's kind of odd because I thought at least they'd cover facial electrolysis, but they don't. Just electrolysis for your nether regions. And I only found out about it because of I went to have a consult with Dr. Meltzer in regards to facial feminization, and his staff told me to contact my insurance. So I went ahead and did that. And I wasn't planning to have SRS surgery for like a decade because I had to pay for the facial feminization. And then I thought over time I'd have to save up to do that one. Well, I went to the clinic they had. They evaluated me a couple times, and what I found interesting is they didn't really ask any specific questions like, have you been living your life as a woman? The standards of care, all that stuff. They didn't ask me any of that. They just wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting myself into, but it wasn't even that extreme. I was kind of surprised. So, they said, you're deemed for surgery, and then before I knew it, they were calling me to set up a surgery date. For me, though, it was almost too soon because I was actually following the standards of care unconsciously. So that's why I keep pushing my surgery date back. Because for myself, it's like, well, I got to get my life ready to handle this major surgery because it's a lifelong commitment. I got to make sure that I have enough time saved at work and all that good stuff. I mean, just the logistics. And I didn't really have a problem. And I think it could be just my state being more progressive. And it could be that the clinic I went to, I was like the first person to go. So I think they were just like, yeah, just give her the surgery, just give her it. Because I think they want to give a good impression. I don't really know, but really interesting. But I haven't had like that crazy or too many people saying, no, you can't do it. So I don't know. That's my response for this week's topic. And I will check in with you guys this week, hopefully sooner. I'll try to make my video sooner about next week's topic. So take care, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.